You ever see something so wild, so out of place, it rewrites everything you thought you knew about good and evil, about who gets to be called a hero? I'm telling you, no one ever expects their day to crack open the way mine did. And if you told me a bunch of half-starved stray shepherds could change the fate of Marine, a whole town, hell, even me, I'd have laughed right in your face, paid my check, and gone back to washing coffee cups at the Saguaro stop. You know what I mean? But that's how Arizona nights work. Dry heat, no warning, and miracles sneaking in on four legs with ribs showing. That afternoon, sun low, sky bruised purple, I was just wiping down the counter, mind wandering as usual to Felix, my late husband, his old canine stories running through my head. Then came a sound, not the bell, not boots but claws, soft and steady. 3 German shepherds, dusty, ragged, hungry, but eyes sharp, stepped inside like they owned the place. The oldest, silver muzzle, a scar riding his brow, that's Alpha. Next to him, a twitchy, dark one with a white chest, Bravo. And the last, a puppy barely grown, still tripping over his own big feet, Charlie. They didn't bark, didn't beg. They just watched, measured, and somehow, I swear, understood more than most people who came through my doors. I grabbed a bowl, filled it with water, set it down, and said, "Long road, huh, boys?" Alpha drank first, slow and kingly. Bravo dove in. Charlie waited until I stepped back. Strays, sure, but not lost. That's when I noticed the SUV outside, big, gray, tinted windows, engine idling. Nerves prickled, but I kept moving like you do when you sense trouble but got a business to run. Then walks this man, clean suit, cold eyes, hair too perfect for the desert. His name I'd learn later, Elliot Crane, but right then he was just another odd piece in a day stacking up with weird. He orders black coffee, nothing else, and starts watching the parking lot. The dogs, me, all like he's waiting for a cue. The dogs freeze. Bravo stares out the window, whines low. Charlie bristles, lets out that deep warning sound, the kind you feel in your chest before you hear it. Alpha just sits, back straight, eyes fixed on that SUV. Something's up, I feel it in my bones. That moment stretches, tension drawing tight like a wire. I remember what Felix used to say, "Shepherds don't bark at nothing." Still means they're thinking. The diner hushes. Customers look up, but don't see what's brewing, only the dogs and I, and maybe the old janitor Glenn, sitting in the corner, eyeing the scene. "Saw those 3 at the flood last month," he mutters. "Showed up, sat quiet, wouldn't budge till rescue arrived. Smart dogs, maybe military." I nod, unsettled, eyes flicking back to Alpha, and that's when I catch it. He's staring straight at the SUV, watching for something, then glances at me, slow and deliberate. Then, I swear, he drags his paw across the floor. 3 times. Not random. Not accident. A signal. Outside, the SUV shifts, barely a tremor, but Alpha is up, slipping out the door with a quiet determination that chills me. He pads around, peering into the back window, pauses. I look just in time to see the faintest movement, and I, battered, blinking 3 times, slow and heavy. SOS. No collars, no tags, just instinct and duty. Back inside, the tension is thick, you could taste it. Elliot's hand hovers near his jacket, eyes cold and flat. Charlie lets out a sharp bark. The sound slicing through the diner. Waitress jumps, plates rattle. Elliot doesn't flinch. Bravo inches closer, stares him down. Sylvia, me, I start trembling. Glenn nods. You saw it too. I don't wait. I grab my phone, not calling the cops just yet, but I hit up Rachel Moreno, sheriff, old friend, the only one who'd believe me if I said a dog just called for help. "You trust them?" she asks. "With my life," I answer. "I'll be there in 10, she promises. Then the twists come. First, a young drifter, sunburnt and shy, slides in, breaking the tension with a soft "ma'am," and the world remembers to breathe. Next, Doug, my favorite trucker, heavy-set and good-hearted, tries to be helpful, offering to crate Charlie for the night, but Charlie isn't having it. He plants himself between me and Doug, making it clear the dog's answer to no one tonight. Even Doug gets the message, stepping back, hands raised. The clock ticks down. Outside, the desert sinks into darkness, the neon sign flickering. Inside, Elliot pays, cold as stone, Keep the change, he mutters. Before anyone can blink, he steps outside, jacket pulled tight, eyes locked on the SUV. That's when a scream comes little Cassie, Doug's kid, yelling, "The dogs are fighting." Only it's not a fight at all. Out in the parking lot, the dogs have surrounded Elliot. Alpha blocks his path, steady and silent. Bravo flanks the SUV, teeth bared. Charlie circles, body low, ready. Elliot draws a gun, metal flashes, but Charlie is faster, latching onto his arm. The weapon drops, Bravo growls, Elliot stumbles. The crowd pours out me, Doug, the waitress, even Micah, the drifter, and for a heartbeat, it feels like the whole world holds its breath. Sirens blare, blue and red slicing the night. Sheriff Rachel Moreno storms in, cool and fearless, deputies in tow. Guns secured, suspects cuffed, focus turns to the SUV. Alpha leads the charge, barking once sharp. Rachel smashes the window, and inside battered, bloodied, barely conscious is Sergeant Troy Maddox, Marine, missing 2 weeks alive because 3 dogs wouldn't give up. We cut him loose, peel away the tape, and as air floods his lungs, tears streak his filthy face. "You're safe," I tell him, voice trembling. The dogs hover, Charlie licking Troy's hand, Bravo guarding the ambulance, Alpha leaning on me, old eyes soft for once. Turns out, Elliot and his partner were part of a trafficking ring, moving people across state lines, hidden in plain sight. Never got caught until 3 strays cracked the code. Evidence piles up, fake IDs, cash, even a list with Troy's name, another girl from a town over. Turns out, the dogs have been tracking the SUV for days, caught on security cams up and down Route 86. Always in formation, always watching. The story explodes. Local news, then national. Tabitha, a woman with purple hair and fast thumbs, goes live on social media. 5 million views by morning, German Shepherd's rescue, missing Marine in the desert. Next thing I know, we're all called into court. Sylvia Ramirez, that's me, taking the stand. "What made you suspect?" the prosecutor asks. "A dog's eyes," I say. 3 lines, 3 blinks, not random a message. They try to rattle me, coincidence? Projection? But I look them in the eye and say, I didn't imagine the bruises, the tape, the fear in that man's eyes. Troy walks in, dress blue sharp, beard hiding the scars. He kneels, thanks the dogs, and tells them, "You're my unit now." The judge nods as the viral video plays. Courtroom silent except for the sound of hearts pounding, lives changed. Even the toughest old-timers dab at their eyes when Cassie, sweet as pie, hands Troy a crayon drawing of the 3 dogs as desert guardians, golden light all around. Weeks pass. The town pitches in, builds a shelter, Bravo shelter for dogs like these, for soldiers needing second chances. I run it with Troy, who now wears flannel and boots instead of dress blues. Alpha watches the gate, Bravo patrols. Charlie bounces at the heels of a quiet boy named Micah, who hadn't spoken a word since losing his dad, but starts to whisper to Charlie, secrets only a dog can hold. Life rolls on. The sun rises over new beginnings. The dogs rest easy, heroes with scars and purpose. People ask, miracle or just training? But I know deep down it's more than that. Sometimes, the bravest souls wear fur, and sometimes, when the world forgets how to hope, it takes 3 strays, a wounded Marine, and a desert diner to remind us. Love doesn't need words, only the courage to act. So tell me, what would you have done if a dog tried to warn you? Have you ever witnessed a miracle hiding in plain sight? Drop your thoughts below, share your story, and let the world know sometimes the greatest heroes are the ones waiting silently at our feet. If you believe in loyalty, redemption, and second chances, subscribe, comment, and say a prayer for the silent guardians out there. Because every so often, God sends angels, and sometimes they arrive on 4 legs.